Welcome to 4 Oak Street and happy Easter to everybody. Well, in this episode I've even made a list of things. So the first thing is, and I'll reveal the answer at the end of the video, but this layout has been going now since about 2010, and I'd like someone to have a guess at, I will put the answer later at the end, how much I've spent in that 12 years. So to give you a bit of an idea, I've been keeping a spreadsheet which has everything from all the timber that I've used. Haven't included tools in that, but timber, obviously all the wiring, rolling stock. So I think I've got 11 locomotives. I've just purchased another one that arrived this week, which you'll be seeing, and also includes obviously all the scenic stuff and buildings. So worth also taking into account that when I started purchasing this stuff, initially there's a big layout of money because you've got your controllers and track and points. But I think back then the points were for a long radius point, and I think I bought about 20 at the time. They're around about £8. And obviously all my points are electrified. They've all got those DCC concepts, just the normal analog type motors. But anyway, see if you can have a guess. It's quite surprising. So also I'm going to be showing you some of the new vehicles that I've purchased for the layout. Also the module that I was working on, the module before the new bridge, as far as scenic is done. And also I'm going to also show you some of the work that I've started on the new bridge on the drop down section. So I'm just going to now show you a couple of locos running. Right, okay, time for the new loco. Built in Birmingham 1961 to 62, class 27. So this is one that came with the decoder already in situ. All running smooth so far. Right, okay, the module that I was last working on, you can see it's pretty much complete. The retaining wall that goes right along and joins up with the other retaining wall was put in. Showed a bit of construction of that, and I've also experimented with a couple of cornfields which you can see, and a few new parts or new things that came when I got my loco was a baler and some of the bales of hay. So that's pretty much how the module looks. So there's still obviously more bushes to put in, I've put a hedge around the field and a bit of an entry into the field. You can see where the hedge is there, and I just didn't want it totally green, so there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm quite pleased with how that module's blended in. The track has been ballasted, and I just now have to weather the track. Unfortunately, the ballasting has only gone up to the next join in the track, so that's pretty much that. There's been a few additions at the farm, so there's another new tractor which you can see in the field there. There's also been a couple of horse boxes to go with the stable. Lots more work to do on the farm, but just added a bit more detail. And that is a Volkswagen Combi van, and that is the veterinary surgeon, which my daughter's got a few months left and then she'll be a vet, so I'm actually placing them all and friends on the layout somewhere. So my neighbour has a hairdressing business. She's originally from Hull, so that's going to be in the town. Yeah, so there's a few bales of hay in there. So on to the next module. So it's a drop down section with a bridge. So this is as far as I've got so far. So this started off life as two Modulux bridges, and one of the things I wanted to do was build the deck without having a great big thick piece of wood. So I wanted to try and capture a bit more detail. So I've used some of the Modulex stuff, and I've just started to I haven't actually made those the suspension arches yet. I've made the pillars that are supporting it. Now you can see it looks pretty lopsided, but actually when it's all fastened down, it's actually as straight as a die. I think maybe the sun has warped it slightly. So there'll be a river flowing under this. So don't forget, this has to take 4 tracks, so it is pretty wide. So just to give you an idea of some of the detail that I'm going to try and build in, I'll just take these arches off that have to be properly constructed. That is the underneath of the bridge, all cardboard, so you can see I've got the construction here, but a long way to go. That will certainly, it's so rigid, it's amazing what you can do with cardboard, as our friend at Chandwell will tell you what you can do with cardboard. But anyway, that's the bridge section. So to actually start with this module, the drop down section, first thing was I'm thinking, right, where do I start? So obviously I needed to get an idea of the bridge, the length, and various things, then get the heights right. So these are cardboard lined wood. They've got to be made obviously to look like concrete. So once I've got the idea of the bridge, then I've got to do the bulkhead, which the bulkhead goes obviously against here to try and give it a really good join. Then it's a question then of, okay, what else do I put in? So it could be a very wide river mouth, or I'm thinking maybe on the banks have some sort of road and maybe a caravan park or something like that. But it is quite amazing how wide it actually needed to be, this this bed, to actually take the four tracks. So yeah, when it's fastened down it'll be right, and it's all got to be painted and weathered and various things. So that's what I've been doing, and when that module's finished, I've only got one more baseboard to go in terms of what's built. Then I worked out there's another 2 baseboards, maybe 3 to go for the turnaround, which will be hopefully at the end of the year when all this stuff's out. So that's pretty much it. So there's the other module in. I'm quite pleased with how that's come out. And back to the question. So back to the question, how much have I spent? Well, it's a grand total of $13,500 Australian, which depending on what exchange rate you use is probably just over £6,000. So when you look at that over the 10 years, so actually it's 12 years, so 2010, so around about 624 weeks. So I work it out to be round about $21, or let's say a tenner a week, which really I suppose is not an expensive hobby when you compare it to golf or something like that. But obviously my layout's been going quite a time and probably still got quite a few years in it anyway. But you know, it sounds like a lot of money, but people go out and buy a motorbike or a jet ski or whatever it is, or what is that? Not even a night out once a week. So I think it's a pretty good hobby, and probably the best thing about the hobby now is that we've got YouTube and all those great other layouts and new layouts, and it's yeah, it's good. So that concludes Four Oaks, this episode, what I've been doing on this Easter Sunday. Hope you have a great Easter, and I will catch you when I've got some more results on the bridge. Thanks a lot.